What used to be a blink now feels like a marathon. Finally, out of the forest, he passes a rice field. He sees a crow caught doomed. Hurriedly, he casts a spell, transforming it into a human. With his success, he enlists the crow as his personal spy to gather dirt on a cat in the human kingdom, and off the crow flies to the palace, just in time to see Stephen give wings to the king, marry the princess, and seize the throne. Upon learning her boyfriend betrayed her for power, Maleficent is furious. All he wants now is revenge on those who dared to hurt him. But instead of a wild rampage, he goes back to the most plot waiting patiently for the perfect moment to deliver some poetic justice, and sure enough, within 2 months, the crow brings him a juicy. The king and queen are throwing a baptism party for their newborn princess, and a few peace-loving fairies are also on the guest list to shower blessings. Suddenly, a fierce wind howls, and Maleficent spots her former lover marrying someone else, rage igniting in her heart like it's bonfire night. She strolls over to the princess, casting the most wicked curse ever on her 16th birthday. She'll prick her finger on a spinning wheel. From that moment on, she'll sleep like she's hibernating. The king quickly kneels, begging for mercy for his innocent little princess. Seeing her old lover grovel, Maleficent's fury is through the roof. She sternly declares this curse is unbreakable. The only way to break it? True love, but the king knows that true love is as real as unicorns. To prevent the curse from happening, he orders all spinning wheels in the kingdom to be destroyed and locked away deep in the castle. So, he entrusts the newborn princess to 3 peace-loving fairies, sending them to the countryside until she turns 16. But guess what? These are completely oblivious to Maleficent's keen eye. The princess is sobbing away, and the caretaker is trying to quiet her with some farm fresh carrots. Seeing this, the crow, while caretaker asleep, brings a dubious flower to feed the princess. After feeding her, the princess quiets down. Maleficent suddenly appears outside the window, trying to look all fierce and scary, but the princess bursts out laughing. Not willing to concede defeat so readily, she secures a small victory with her words. Having just spoken, Maleficent confidently strides away, yet remains in close proximity. Instead, she secretly watches the girl. Soon, the princess learns to walk. That day, Maleficent patches a tree broken by humans. Suddenly, the little princess pops up behind her, pretending to be tough to shoo her away, but the princess goes straight for her leg, leaving her no choice but to comply. Finally, she lifts the princess, who pokes her chicken feet curiously. Despite her disdain, her heart melts. As seasons change, the princess thrives with Maleficent and the crow. She's forgotten the castle but is curious about what's beyond the thorny walls. Spotting the princess alone by the wall, the soldiers mistake her for Maleficent. She reaches for a weapon to ambush, but Maleficent goes into full-on rage mode. She turns the crow into a wolf to guard the princess, striding before soldiers to cast a spell, banishing them. The crow is utterly confused. They were supposed to be avenging a caddish king, yet here they are as the princess guardians. Unbothered by the crow's confusion, Maleficent smugly turns, casting a sleep spell on the princess. Then she carries the princess through the thorny wall into the moors, carefully hiding, fearing her appearance might scare the girl. When the princess awakens to the breathtaking scenery, she joyfully plays with the fairies, while they tremble in fear of Maleficent's unpredictable demeanor. Seeing the shadows in the dark, the princess encourages her to be brave and come out. Hearing this, Maleficent steps slowly from the shadows, only to be surprised that the princess doesn't flinch. In fact, she's excited, having figured out who Maleficent is. I know who you are. You are my fairy godmother. Maleficent is taken aback, unaware the princess sensed her presence all along, knowing that she and even the crow had been silently watching over her. The princess is thrilled, it's just as she wished. Seeing her joy, Maleficent is deeply moved. She sees her past hurts reflected in the princess, yet wonders what those pains have to do with this child. Gazing at the sleeping princess, a wave of regret hits Maleficent. She tries to retract her curse. Too bad, once it's cast, it's unbreakable. The only way? A true love's kiss. Coincidentally, the day before her 16th birthday, she meets the dashing prince from afar, and they have an instant spark. Their feelings blossom quickly, igniting hope in Maleficent's heart. Because with the prince's true love's kiss, even if the princess falls asleep on her birthday, she will awaken swiftly. But on the princess' 16th birthday, the fairies blurt out a long-hidden secret. The princess, stunned, can't believe her fairy godmother would cast such a wicked curse on her. She storms to the forest to confront Maleficent, and hearing it come right out of her mouth sends her heart plummeting. Expecting comfort from her family, the king, joyless, locks her away. But it's her 16th birthday. Upon entering, her finger pricks as if by fate. The princess opens the secret door unwittingly. She steps into a room filled with looms, and there, in the center, the destroyed spinning wheel is whirring back to life. Maleficent finds the prince, rushes to the castle, determined to stop the princess before the curse, but it's too late. Under the spell, the princess approaches the spinning wheel and places her finger on the sharp needle without hesitation. As the needle pierces her finger, the princess slips into deep slumber, and Maleficent arrives feeling guilty, urging the prince to kiss her. But how can these two, having just met, possibly show true love? Maleficent feels a pang of regret, knowing all too well that true love is a myth in this world. Finally, Maleficent presses a deep kiss to the princess' forehead, thinking she'll fade away, but as she turns to leave, a miracle unfolds. A true love's kiss doesn't have to be romantic. Maleficent's pure love for the princess shines through. It truly is the simplest and purest love in the world. If you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll keep bringing you more amazing stories.